you just, I'll line them up, and then you tell me which one we should see.
All right. We got like one more follower. All right, quick update. I go to my notes. I made a note. So what did we do? I did my trek in the Cherokee National Forest. Great. Came, chilled out with the girls, picked up the girls. Went to Texas, the Quinceañera with my boy Wayne. Crazy, great family time. Love that guy. I love his family so much. Then we did like they're not all up for extreme camping yet. You know, I can't take a bunch of girls backpacking. So Texas was great. Got a cabin in Huntsville area near like this lake. I want to say it was Montgomery. I don't know. It's all Houston metropolis area. It's beautiful, but just super hot. So that was challenging. And we're gonna throw in some of the campfire stuff we had. It was great. It was like a little remote cabin up on stilts because it was in a flood area right by a creek. Yeah, that's it. Then I'm getting ready to report to Georgia for what should be the beginning of my transition out of the military. Okay, first note, always reset your gear. Like, get your systems down, go test your gear, use your gear. When you come back, shake it out, clean it off if it needs to be cleaned off, dry it out if it needs to be dried out, all that kind of stuff. But I think that stems from common sense, and then it also stems from the military, like what's the Ranger thing, like my care of equipment and all that. She'll set the example, you know. Yeah, because if you don't take care of your equipment post activity, your equipment's gonna get moldy, then you take it out and it's broken, and you don't like all this kind of stuff. Like, always go on your shakedown activity or your actual execution activity, and then you have to reset your equipment when you get back. And if not, you're wasting money because you're gonna end up having to buy more equipment. So I'm a backpacker, that's what I'm into, but I've gotten into like looking at like the overland stuff and the car camping stuff and all the systems involved with that. I got it down to 3 boxes, and I'm gonna do a video like about that once I like fine tune it all. And I don't want it to be like a garage or at the house. I want it to be like actual, hey, on site, we're using the stuff kind of video, not one of those, hey, this is what I got, and I have all this shit that I just never use in an uncontrolled environment. But I got it down to 3 boxes. So I got like a kitchen box, essentials box, and then the box that's still loaded is just like shelter, like all just like, it's like shelter, survival. It's like tents, tarps, cordage, all that kind of stuff. And then lastly, like the battle of the stoves. So I couldn't make my mind up on whether to get just the traditional Coleman 2-burner, trying real hard to find one of those grates that you can just put over a fire pit. I don't know if it's a thing, I don't know if it's a thing anymore. I know I've seen it before. I know I'm gonna find one. I'm struggling on Amazon. Didn't have it at Academy. Didn't have it at Dick's. Didn't have a great one on Amazon. I don't know. I'm gonna find it. And then I'm looking at that they got this Jetboil bus out one that looks crazy. I think it's like $200-300. I don't know. Maybe I'll drop the change, but I hate spending tons of money on my outdoor equipment, and it's hard, bro. Like, I got a family. I got 3 girls. You know what I mean? And I got one that's an adult, but guess what? When you got girls, guess what? They cost money forever. So be prepared for that if you're in the market for having some girls. But we'll just talk about these two briefly. So this one, as I discussed in my backpacking gear loadout, it's the Mambo. I'm gonna say it's called the Mambo, the Jetboil Mambo. It's done me right. Never had an issue with it. It cooks fast. I'm not really a bagged meal guy, you know, like where you add the water. So it is a pain in the ass to try to like cook in this thing and clean it out. Don't know the net volume, but I know I need a higher volume because I like to have big portions at night, or maybe if I got the girls with me, I'm cooking for more than one person, even though they don't ever eat shit. But this one has done me right, and I was looking for a alternative. And what I used to have, and I think I left it years ago in Fort Drum, New York, it was a just an aluminum, it's called a grease trap or grease pot. It was great. I have no idea where it is. And I can't find it anywhere. I can't find it online. Can't find it at Walmart where I got it. And it was aluminum. I know here that you're not supposed to eat off of like cooked aluminum. I don't know. It was great. If I find it, as soon as I see it, I'm gonna get it because it was only like $6. But Jetboil, a lot of people have moved away from it because it's heavy, blah 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 blah. But I don't know. I love it. It goes in the cook kit. I don't know if it'll go in the pack for overland foot movement. I hate that. Overland with my truck, dude. Overland's on your feet. Overland's not in your vehicle, man. You're car camping. I don't care if you got a winch. Like you're fucking car camping. On my wandering, I found this at Academy. It is a French press, a Stanley French press. It's a little heavy. It feels heavier now because I have the stove in it, but it's high volume, right? I would have to get it. I know just looking at it, you can tell it's more volume. Even though I don't know, they might be the same. I have to do a Google and put the facts on the screen if I'm not being lazy. But so the French press, and then there, cooked in it, didn't make a meal in it, only made coffee in it. Looking at making a meal in it, stainless steel. And then you have the press, and then if you're going minimalist, like you don't have to take the press with you. You can just leave that in the chuck box with the, I keep wanting to say Whisper Light because I had one of those back in the day. It's not the Whisper Light, it's the Pocket Rocket. And then you just throw a Pocket Rocket in here, and then it's still got the pour lid. So like, I don't know, man. I think this thing is fantastic. So we'll figure out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any input on any of the stoves, like I know they got those little small guys on Amazon, those little $12 camping stoves that apparently work so great, but I'm not gonna buy another one when I already have two, unless it's ultra light. So that would be more towards me stepping off on walking the whole through hike of the AT. That's it for the stoves. I took a couple days off to reset my body, but tomorrow I gotta get back into it and do a bunch of chores here because this place is either going up for rent or going up for sale. Yeah, and I've stayed true to the getting outside. It's July now, so I gotta get settled in Georgia and figure out what we're doing with this and figure out what I'm doing with moving them to wherever they're gonna go, and see where our next overnighter is gonna be. So our next overnighter is gonna be in Georgia. Hopefully won't be a car camping situation, and hopefully I can squeeze in at least 2 nights, and I don't know, hopefully around 20 miles of movement. But I hope everybody's having a great summer. I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. My 4th of July was great. It was in Tennessee. Just got to chill with the girls, and just it was everything I wanted to be. No extra people, blood only. Sometimes you need that. Yeah, but keep grinding, and if you're getting outside, keep getting outside. Get outside more, and if you don't get outside, get outside. And if you don't do fitness, do your fitness. All right, like we need to live, and you're not gonna live without activity. It's as an old crusty military vet. Like if I don't move, I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? So you gotta move to keep yourself from dying. Frontline mentality. Like, share, subscribe.